Give it a second. Register. Hey, everybody, hang on a second. Making sure we're going live today. We've got to go live at some point. Oh, it's not going live. We went live, but we're not here. What's going on? Okay. No live. This is not my day. It isn't my day, I tell you. We should be live. There we go. Now we're live. Hey, everybody, welcome. Finally went live. If you guys can hear me, let me know. Hello. I'm going to do a quick wave here, make sure I'm on. Okay. No live. Boy, that took a while to go live. Make sure I'm on real quick. We should be live. There we go. Now we're live. Hey, everybody, welcome. Finally went live. If you guys can hear me, let me know. Okay. Hello. All right, there we go. And TikTok, we'll get you going. Let me get TikTok up and running, okay, you guys? Give me a second. How's everybody's weekend? It's been a sad Saturday, hasn't it? Wow. Let me set my live goal. The other bulb goes out because somebody here put it in. Hi, everyone. Give me a second here. Set up my live goal, okay? Good to see everybody today. Hang on, everybody. Okay, we're going live on TikTok, and then we'll get going here. So, I'm ready to go. Let me get this set up. We got not much left on this thing to do, which is kind of fun. Let me get TikTok going. TikTok runs off my Android phone, and why isn't it balancing? What's wrong with you? Oh, I gotta come down lower. It's gonna flip on me. Okay. So here we go, everybody. Let's get live. Let's get cooking. All right, TikTok. There you are. Everybody's here. Nobody watching tonight over there. Well, it's Saturday. Okay, let me go here. Go live. All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. We're doing the last touches on this vacation house build, cookie house. So welcome, everybody. Good to see everybody. It's been a sad day today, and a lot of people upset right now, and hopefully this will make you feel a little better doing this. I know I'm late, half hour as a newspaper reporter, even retired. Who's there? Hey, how's it going, Nancy? Haven't seen you in a while. Hi. Hey, guys. So as a newspaper reporter, I don't like to do politics on my website. I'm not going to do it, or for you guys or anything. But as you know, being a retired newspaper reporter, these events today, I've been doing nothing but, like you guys, watching the news, trying to watch the news and figure things out, So this is why I ran late, because I found something on TikTok I was watching and all that. I'm not going to say anything political because I don't like politics, but I don't like controversy. But I will tell you this. Anytime a life is lost, no matter what the circumstances, it's a sad day. It's a sad thing. Okay? It doesn't matter what this guy did or what happened or what led up to all this, but it's sad because he won't be going home today. His wife may not see him home, that kind of thing. So that's all I have to say about it. All right. So here we are. We're on the last touches of this house. Quite a few things have to be done. I have to do some caulking along this part of the roof here. And then let me get I should have done this way. Let me move this over so I can get the tray up here so you guys can see what I'm doing. I should be on here about an hour and a half. If I don't, I just had my early dinner, So there's a chance that I might have to get out of here real fast because in all honesty, I have IBS, and it only hits when it wants to. Felt good the last 2 days, and then who knows about today? So we're gonna find out. All right, so here we are, and there's what we got. See how we got the side? That side's done, and then we got the end on the house. This is where we're gonna put our roof today. In fact, first thing we're gonna do is put the roof on. Hey everybody, how you doing? Good to see everyone. And if you're trolls out there over on the other network, I will block you. We're trying to keep it a nice, happy atmosphere for people so we can enjoy ourselves. All right, share the live, like, follow, share. I do have a goal of collecting 10 chirping popcorns. If you guys can help me with that, that would be great. So let's go ahead and let's get this roof on. Now, what's going to happen with this roof, and I can tell you already, is there's space between here and there. Okay? Unfortunately. It's just the way it ended up. So I'm going to have to put some frosting in there to kind of caulk it, so there's not a hole there. Well, you can, garages sometimes don't have entry points. So that could be part of it, part of the garage. So we're going to get this part on right now. This is going to go on right here. Okay. It's almost flush, but not quite. Then we have the other flat piece we did, and that's going to go on back here to finish it off. See, this is flush. That's not flush. So, okay. So let's get these two parts on, and then we'll go from there with it. Then we'll continue on because there's cosmetic stuff we're going to be doing. Either way, this is going to go. Okay. So I'm going to turn this around real quick so I can get to this side so we can put that on. So we'll get the white frosting. We'll try with the yellow frosting because the yellow frosting is a lot stickier, but we're running really low on the yellow frosting. So we'll see how it works out tonight. Good evening, everybody. Hope you're having a nice weekend under the circumstances the way things are going. Let me make sure there's nothing on the floor that I need to get. No, I don't know. Okay. Double tap that screen. See how many likes we can get today. That would be cool. That'd be very cool. See if I have enough yellow frosting to do this. To get this thing on, okay? If not, we'll use the white frosting. So we'll go ahead, see if I can get the roof on, and then we'll move on from there. So again, it's going to take some caulking. So I had to cut this the other day so I could get to some of this because this stuff gets old. It's really gummy. It's old. Hopefully it holds the roof part. I've barely got anything to work with here, so hopefully there's just enough in here I can do the roof. Get this roof connected. Good to see everybody. Welcome. But again, a lot of events today. I figured we needed this today. To do something brainless, right? And enjoy it. Thank you, Blessed. So we're going to try and find as much of this yellow stuff as we can, because this is what I want to use to make sure the roof stays on. But as usual, they never give you enough. So here we are, See, that's really stiff. That's not going to work. That's stiff. That's not going to work. That's what he said. Good to see you, Blessed. Kathy's not going to be on tonight, Blessed, because of the weather. Their power's out. So I'm dropping a hint. I got word out to Miss Robin. I haven't heard back from her for moderating tonight for the main show. But as of right now, Kathy has to conserve her power in her phone and stuff. So just saying. So I'll try to dab some of this on as much as I can. I think we're going to end up going to the white stuff. It'll take a little longer to melt, but I'm not getting anything hardly out of this. I think we're out of yellow. So let's just go with the white stuff instead of hassling it. So we'll try to get the roof on today. Like I said, if we use the white stuff, it makes things a little harder to do the roof, to get it on there, but we can make it work. I have like that much right now. I have the white stuff to put on there. Good to see everybody on the other two networks. Welcome. So again, we want to really pile it on here. You're not going to see this white stuff because it's going to be underneath the roof eave. So I mean, we can put as much of this on as we want and let it glob so that the roof stays connected. We're really close to finishing it. In fact, we'll probably, once we get the roof on, we'll probably start putting on the little candy lights on it. But I am going to do some caulking. I'll show you before it officially goes on. But again, you shouldn't see this stuff because, once I press down on it, because it's going to be an overhang. This thing's turned out pretty cute, actually. Considering I didn't follow the instructions, to a T, I think it's turned out pretty good. Okay, we're ready to put this thing on. So what I'm going to do is this edge that needs to be caulked, which is, let me make sure I get the right edge, right? Which is this edge here. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to put white in here, and we can go back on that and we can paint it whatever color we want, okay? We can paint over it with yellow paint if we want, whatever we want to do, but we want to make sure this thing stays on. So that being said, we're going to need caulking in between. So I'm going to go ahead and caulk it. Sounds like I'm saying something terrible, doesn't it? Good to see everybody. Welcome, everyone. Hello. I see some new in. Hi, everyone. Welcome. Pamela, I see you. Welcome. So I'm adding caulking because I know I'm going to need it in between there before we even put this bad boy on. So let's put some caulking in there. Put this on there. So we're really close on this. Like I said, I'm expecting to hang those lights, which will be really fun because you'll see everything with that. Because we're now ready to hang the lights along that other eave. But right now, we're building this up so we can caulk it on. So it fits like a glove, right? Like I said, I just had lunch, so there's some word of warning that if I have an attack, I'll have to go running in there into the big girl's room. Just in case if I end up with an attack today. I'm hoping I don't, but right now my stomach's flipping. So hopefully all it does is flip at this point. Okay, I think we're ready. And let's drop this guy on. Here we go, guys. First half of the roof. And again, it's going to seem lumpy, but it's not because you're not going to see that. The only place you're really going to see it is in between the two houses where I'm caulking. So here we go. So it goes on just like this. The caulking worked perfectly. It looks good. I put that right there. So what I can do now is take that. Okay. I'm going to push on here to set it. Yeah, that looks good. For the front here, so I'm going to push 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4. I got work to do on the front of it. I'll probably just put snow on the eaves. 5, 1,000, 6, 1,000, 7, 100, 7, 100, 8, 1,000, 10, 1,000, 11, 1,000, 12, 1,000, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Okay. Good to see. I got 3 people watching tonight. Hello. Hi, Pamela. Marisa, are you there? Good to see you guys. Okay. So now we got this on. I'm going to put the other one on, okay? Here it comes around with the roof on it. Look at that. We have a roof. Look at that. How's that look? Not bad, huh? All right. Let me throw the other one on. Hopefully it stays holding because that would really suck, wouldn't it? So let's get this one on. Then let it dry. So then what we'll do is we'll work on those candy lights is what we'll do today. Tomorrow I'm not taking the day off as far as I know. So we will be in here. I'll do my 12 o'clock show. I have a 10 o'clock private reading tomorrow morning. And then we'll be in here. We'll do the noon show to read the spooky book. And then we'll be back in here building this, if there's anything left to finish, probably, tomorrow we could probably landscape because we were talking about making it all snowy looking. So I'll go pick up some more because I have to go to the store anyway tomorrow. So I'll go pick up some more white frosting and then we can landscape. So, okay. And right now, let me get this in. Make it fit. At least I'm not having those nightmares. Maybe today was the nightmares. I couldn't explain the nightmares I was having, and real dark, foreboding nightmares. So I still don't know what the nightmares were. So this may have been what was foreboding for me. What happened today. Okay. I think we're just about ready to do this. Okay. All right. So, like I said, if I have to make a run for the border in there, well, thank you very much. Thank you for the compliment. Don't forget, I'll be back on at 6:45 tonight to do readings for you guys. Okay, so I get to decide which is going to fit better for this. Put it on this way. Kind of like the eye doctor, right? Better here or better here? Let me try this way. Just like the eye doctor. Nope, we got to do it that way. All right, so that's that. So, okay. So that is another better here. So I can turn it that way. So let's get this mounted. It is better here. And it's sitting up higher. Don't ask me why. Again, we got to cock up the middle on this. So there's that. So I'll show you guys. Look at that. We should be proud of ourselves today. Look at that. It's on. It's on. I'll lift it up a little bit for you guys over here. See, we do have a roof on now. With the millions of twinkly lights. Okay, so what I'll do in a few minutes is I'll let that set. Then I'm going to take the white paint and the white stuff and I'll caulk up the middle. What I can do is, like, this is yellow up here. I'm going to caulk this. I can turn around, make some gray, and then we can gray out the white stuff that's up here to make it all match for the roof. All right, so the next step really, what we should be doing, in all honesty, we could put up the other bushes or the lights that go over the doors and stuff. Because here's what we're trying to do. See those little tiny color lights right there? Those are the candy lights. Okay, we can put those on today. That would be cool for decorating. To put those candy lights on. Let me locate them. I put them in a bag, like everything else. I put them in a bag so I wouldn't lose them. So let me locate them and we'll start doing those, okay? So good to see everybody. On a Saturday, I'll be back. And tomorrow we'll hit up this about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And we'll work, there's some extras. We'll work all the way through 8 p.m. We're going to do 4 hours. So we'll be finishing this. We'll be starting Cousin Eddie's trailer. And then we have the other gingerbread house that never got finished because it collapsed in on itself. So we're going to fix that one too. It's good to see everyone. Comments are not dropping over here. Hang on. Why aren't they dropping? There we go. Now I see who's here. Hey, welcome everybody. It's good to see you all. Comments were not moving all right. So, all right. How's everybody in TikTok land? Boy, TikTok's blowing up today, huh? Lots of news. Some of it good, some of it not so good. All right, let's see if I can find what I did with those little dots. And I know I have them. I did not. There they are. See, I did not lose the little dots. In fact, I put them in there. All right, so let's do some little dots. Okay, I'm going to do them. There's one missing in the middle there. I'll replace it, and then we'll do the one over the door. Yeah, I need a green one. In fact, that green one's over there. I'll put the green one on this right now. This should work in theory. Murphy's Law, right? See what they look like, though? I think they're really cool. They should give these with every kit, for houses. Check it out. Check this out. Little tiny Christmas lights. Look. They should give those, to decorate the Christmas houses for every kit. But they don't. So, who am I? I just work here. So let me get this on there. I think the problem with making it connect on it here was that, again, the other frosting was clumped on in some spots. So it was an issue getting these things on here to stay. Because I'm going to try and clump it on right now. I think this is a nice break for everybody today. What's been going on with the news. And, I'm going to talk about this as far as the news media goes. Somebody told me that I couldn't be trusted because I was news media. Not all news reporters are bad. Not all news reporters are going to tote the company line. Like when you talk about like some of these news places, you guys know who I'm talking about. Toting the company line. I don't do that. I never did. I was fair to both sides. I might have been, I'm not going to say what I am, but my affiliation with both sides, right? I was always fair. And my news reports, even though I didn't like what the other side had to say or whatever, I was always fair when I covered them, like for elections. There we go. Put that guy on. There we go. Make sure he stays up there now. A little bit over. There we go. Hey, I think they look cute. I'll show you what I just did. Turn it around so you can see the window. See how it's across? See how they're across the window? Okay, let's do the door one. I had the door done and it all fell off. Again, it was just that particular lumping on there, and the squiggly lights and all that. So I need a blue, red, and yellow. Okay, where are we at? I need a green, blue, red, and yellow. Okay, we can do that. It's good to see everybody. And I will be back at 6:45 p.m. Pacific tonight to do live readings for you guys. Okay, so I need a blue, red, green, and another yellow. So let me grab these. These are cool. I wish they'd have those. There's got to be some place to find those online. Those are really cool. Because I can see myself on that other house doing this. Putting these on. Okay. Yellow, green, blue. Blue. That's what I'm saying. I think these are slick. Okay. Here we go. All right. Let me get this. Let's see if I can do the door without screwing it up. I'll turn it this way so you can kind of see what I'm doing. You can see where the lump is from the dried stuff. That's going to cause a problem today. There's not much I can do about it. But I'll try and kind of knock it down with my fingernails so I can get them in there. So, here we go. Blue, okay, yellow, green, blue, okay, got it. I'll wash that color order. Motorhead. We may have a little bit to do on this tomorrow, and like I said, we're coming close to the end. I mean, I don't see us working on this more than like another day, if that is how I'm seeing it. I just want to glob this what we want to do so we can get on there. Okay, they're going to go up. Okay, so it's going up. So we're climbing up with it. So I'm going to glob it as much as I can. Get this up where it's supposed to be. Right there, only it's too close to the yellow now. There we go. Still too close to the yellow. It is a problem. I can see it being a problem right now. I'll do my best to install over the clumpy part because that's a lot of the reason why it wouldn't stay up last time. Is it going down? It looks like it's going down. There it goes, there it goes, there it goes. But I need it like over here and where I need it, where I need to put it, and where it's clumping up are two different things. Okay, so I'm going to put, it's going to be a glob. What can I say? Much as I hate globbing, we're going to glob on that because I don't see any other choice. I'm just going to put a big glob of crap on there. All right, let me try it now. But I knew that would be a problem, so. Guys, I'm trying to collect 10 Chatty popcorns. If you guys can help me out with that, that would be marvelous. I'll be your best friend. There we go. That was just enough. I'll be your new best friend for a Chatty popcorn. Thank you for the heart me. Double tap that screen, everybody. Let TikTok know we're live. Do some sharing on this. Let's bring in some other folks, you know? Yeah, this is going to be a problem. This is going to be a major problem. Because of the clumping. If it wasn't clumping, it'd be all right. Okay, let's try to get the blue up there now. Prayer and hope for the best. Blue is the one that's at the peak, so that's going to go up the top. Like I said, if they don't hold, we're going to switch gears for other means. We'll make them hold. I'll find a way. Hopefully I don't have to force it. But like I said, these already were on there and I let go. So I hate clumping a lot, but we may just have to clump to get these things where they need to be. That's a good clump right there. Then I'll show you what it looks like. Because that's how I ride. Oh, see that? I let go already. Son of a gun. Listen, you may be right. We may have to go to epoxy glue here. I do have a moderator out there. Blessed is is one of my moderators. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. Blessed will tell you the truth about me, and I'll tell you. It's a tit for tat. She tells you the truth about me. I'll tell you the truth about her. What's the retaliation? I'm gonna have to get some Gorilla Glue. I think if I can't get these on, I'll have to go to get some Gorilla Glue tomorrow instead of fighting with this. I'm hoping it stays on. I'm hoping. What I hope and what transpires, of course, are two different things, kids. We know it. You know it. I know it. I think we got that one on now. It's supposed to be the highest one, but like this green one's still being mean. The green one's being mean to me, Blessed. There, I've got it up high. We're supposed to be. Okay, now I need the other two colors, so it's going to go red and yellow, I think. It looks cool when they're on. It's just this issue. Yeah. You know, keeping them on there. Look, it's crooked. It looks like when I put my lights on. See, it's up there. That would stay. Okay. Okay. Push, push. Okay. So we got red and yellow in that with. I might have to, after all this work, I might have to move them over, which really bites. After all that work. The clear one? Okay. I may go there. I may have to go to Home Depot, pick up some Gorilla Glue, because that seems like it's going to happen. We'll see how these hold up. I mean, if I come to move this at six tonight, when I get ready to do the show, and they pop off again, then it's going to have to be a Gorilla Glue thing. I thought about plaster of Paris, but you still got that issue of having to wait for it to dry, for a long period. So we might be better off with Gorilla Glue because that dries fast. You know which one will work really good too? Gorilla Glue is the one that expands. Like I did my doorway in my front because somebody broke it. Broke the wood alongside the doorway. When you shut the door. I turned around. I used expanding Gorilla Glue. Worked great. Fill the holes in. There are some saints in this world. And one of the saints, funny you should bring up Gorilla Glue. One of the saints that I found in this world is the guy that invented Gorilla Glue, right? The other saint that I found in this world is the person that invented the wet mop. What are those called? I can't remember the name of it offhand. The Swiffer. The person that invented the Swiffer is also a saint. Well, that went to a spot. That's cool. I got one more to put on. See, I think I should be closer to this. Closer. There we go. Yeah, I got to get a yellow one on there. But the guy that invented Gorilla Glue, saint. The guy that invented Super Glue, saint. The lady or man that invented the Swiffer Wet Jet, major saint. No more dipping your mop. Yeah, the Swiffer. No more dipping your mop and having to wring the sucker out. But those are the people that are saints. That's, because they talk about, helping humanity. Stand there and tell me that the Swiffer Wet Jet does not help humanity. Right? We know dang well that the Swiffer Wet Jet helps humanity. As does Gorilla Glue and things like that. Gotta love the Swiffer. I actually have two of them. I have one for my dog stuff and one regular one. So once I swift up if the dog makes a mess, throws up or whatever, once I swift that up, then I can go over that spot with the good mop. With the good Swiffer. Make it all smell pretty. Okay, let me see if I get this yellow in. Yeah, we gotta go up. Okay, wonder where the yellow went. Okay, so if it holds, we got a situation here. If it holds. If the little bugger holds. All right, so here's the front door. And we'll go ahead and we'll go across on this. Well, I don't want to go across. Well, I can. Because the eave is going to be really tight to lock under, but we'll get it. So here we go. There you go, you guys. There's what the front door looks like. Aren't those cool? Those are like the coolest little lights. And you know what? They just need to sell those separately. Wouldn't that be cool for like every gingerbread house if it had these lights? Look at that. Isn't that the coolest thing you ever seen? Every gingerbread house needs those lights. All right, where else can we go here? While we wait for the roof to dry. So I got a blue, red, yellow, green, blue, and red on the front. Yeah, I think we can without interfering with the roof. So let's do that. Then we'll put our green in. Tomorrow what we'll do, and I know this is what's going to happen, because we're going to get all this done here. Tomorrow what we'll end up doing is, or today I can start with what frosting I have, and we can start landscaping. That's where you take the... Well, yeah, you can do that with gumdrops. Absolutely, Blessed. Yeah, they look like lights. They're tiny little candy lights. I mean, that is just marvelous. And I know you can do that with the gumdrops, but why bother when they make lights like this? Okay, blue, red, yellow. Green, blue, red, yellow. Okay, let's grab them. Aren't those cool? So the first time I've ever seen them at a candy house. Blue and red. Okay, so here we go. We're going to go across now. And they're candy. What a hoot, right? I don't want to drop this. Wouldn't it be bad if that dropped? It'd be like dropping thousands of little Lego parts. And I'm not talking Lego. I'm talking like Brio. If you guys ever built Brio. So that's going to be right on the end right here. If you guys have ever built Brio, I wonder, okay, you know where it's gluing? It's gluing on the end of the roof. Okay, I can do that. So it's gluing on the end of the roof. Oh, this will be fun. Do we feel lucky? So it's gluing on the end of this roof. So here we go. Brio makes really cool little Lego type sets. And for years, I wanted the mascot of the Oakland A's, now Sacramento A's, which is kind of cool. But for years, I wanted that mascot and could never afford it. And finally, it went on sale. It was a Brio. And it's only about this tall and that wide. That sucker had 785 parts in it. And unlike Legos, what is so freaky about it is unlike Legos, the parts were like, you know, like those 4 square parts that Lego has, right? And they're like that big. These were like this big. It took me forever. But the Cousin Eddie trailer, the actual one that I ordered from the Big A, the actual Cousin Eddie trailer that I ordered is a Brio. So it's a 10 inch by 4 inch. And if those work, that's going to be cool. It's a 10 inch by 4 inch. And it's got over 600 pieces in it. So it is going to be a humdinger to build. But what I have to figure out with the cookie trailer, though, is we're going to have to, blue. We're going to have to figure out how to make rust. Because, you know, Cousin Eddie trailer was rusted. So we got to make it rusted. We're going to make this trailer. So like I said, tomorrow's schedule, 10 a.m. I've got a private reading with somebody. And then around noon, obviously, we're going to read from the spooky book. And then at 4 o'clock, we'll be back in here doing this. Probably more than likely, we'll be doing the I gotta move it a little more. We'll be doing the landscaping on this by tomorrow, and touch up wherever the white is. There we go. You know, wherever the white is or the yellow that we have to repaint to merge in with the roof up here. Okay, we need yellow. This is going better than I expected. Watch, in 2 hours, I'll come in here when I'm done. And they'll all fall off. Because that's just Murphy's Law. But you'll see the size of the little Lego pieces, the Brio pieces when we get the other Cousin Eddie thing. You know, the build trailer. Because I kid you not. They are tiny. And God forbid, like on a Lego, you know how you'll put something in the wrong spot sometimes, and then you got to pull it apart? With the size those things are, God forbid you have to pull something apart, because it was miserable. And then at that time, I had the old dog, and he would bump into everything. So I'd be building away, and all of a sudden he'd bump, and pieces would just go. Good thing I have wood floors, you know? And I used to get so mad at the poor dog. But you'll see, that thing's 600 pieces. I already know what size those pieces are. Just by the description and the size of the RV itself, I can tell you exactly what size those pieces are. This one's like in the center. Anyway, for whatever moderators out there, Kathy cannot make it tonight. So, hint, 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 hint. There we go. What would I do without you guys? Just you, yeah. So it looks like it's going to be, and maybe you. Talea might pop in, but he's still in training. But Talea's still in training, but pretty much you. Last night was another agonizing night, and then it picked up again towards the end. When Julie got in there, is when things started to pick up. Okay, green, blue, and red. I gotta space these out better. I'll figure it out. Once they're on, I can space them. But the power is out in Texas in some places, which is why Kathy has to conserve her battery for her phone. I know I always say it. Aren't they subtle? I'm getting better at it. Bless is like this. Bless is like my second sister, man. I even got to Boyne Blessed last night. That was fun. And you know what was funny, Blessed, because they're all watching us all the time. When I did Boyne you, half the chat went, "Oh God." Yeah, half the chat went, "Oh my God. She's going to be mad." The younger sister, yeah. But half the chat went, "Oh my God, she's going to be really mad." Oh, Lord. Well, just like all that time that Chris Cahill and I would go back and forth, and he was supposed to be my husband. And we were so convincing, everybody believed it. And it was funny because when he started seeing Jennifer, I had a couple people contact me via email on TikTok asking me if I was okay because of the breakup with Chris and him seeing Jennifer. So we had people so convinced that we were a couple. In fact, it was Daniel who commented that when he and Chris got into that argument, I get this email from Daniel and he goes, "Look, I know he's your husband and I can't get in the way of that." And I just kind of sat there looking at the email. I looked at it 3 or 4 times and I thought, wow. He actually, Chris and I actually got him to believe that he and I are married. And I'm going to say this too, even Kathy, because Kathy was just new at coming in. So I get a note from Kathy saying, "Boy, didn't that make you feel uncomfortable that JJ's in there with Chris and they came out and openly told you?" I don't like the way they broke the news. It's like they came out one day, on the show and broke the news that he was leaving me. That or a threesome. And because Kathy hadn't known me that well at that point. So Kathy actually believed it. Yeah, that was last year. Kathy actually believed it, and she was upset because she felt that they had been mean to me by telling me live. During the live that they were having an affair and all this. That's pretty funny. But we did. Daniel believed that Chris and I were a couple. It was fun. I've known Chris for a long time. I met Chris through another content creator, a Disney content creator. So he's been in my lives off and on. I've been in his lives. Now you're blessed. That's right. Yep, that's when you were Marla. Was it Maria? I remember. Ah, those wonderful days of yesteryear. Look at that. We have lights around the house. Hot dang. Okay, if they stay, life is great. If they don't, as Zena would say, I have many skills. Like that one that just popped off. So we're just, I mean, we're so close to wrapping this thing up. It's kind of bittersweet. You know, to be that close to wrapping this thing up after all that time, maybe that'll work now. We're going to Gorilla Glue if this is a stick. I'm telling you right now. I ain't messing with this stuff. I'm tired of playing ring around with a light holder, won't they? All right, you guys want to see? You want to see? Oh, and we're just talking about someone. I decided not to. Oh, it was the thing with Red Dawn. Because with Red Dawn, you weren't there when Red Dawn came in as a Bible thumper. And so I turned around, I put the devil horns on, and I started talking to her, and then Red Dawn disappeared. They came in as someone named Halo. So then they disappeared. So we were all laughing in the chat, you know. Oh, goodbye, we got rid of them. Turns out Red Dawn came in to tease me, right? You know, yeah, Jesus. That was Red Dawn. So that's what I want to talk to you about. To let you know that was the deal. All right, so this whole side's done. If these hold, it'll be a freaking miracle. Check it out. We got lights. Christmas lights. Look. You guys can see them really good over here. See as it goes across the house? I'll lift it up for you guys. If I drop my building because I'm lifting up for you guys, I'll hate you on TikTok forever. Okay, so there we go. It's going all the way across now. We have lights all the way across there. Aren't those cool? Oh, you were there. I didn't know you were there now. When that went down. Isn't that cool? That is really cool, huh? They should do those lights in every freaking kit. All right, so we're going to do the upper one. Same way, the upper one's got to hang off of here. Aren't those cool? I'm going to have to petition. I bet a lot of people have been petitioning on that one. You know, to have these things put out as real lights. You know, as far as candy, as real parts to these kits. All right, let's start across the front here. So I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There's like 14 on here. Oh, 12, okay. And there might be some extras which I could run on the outside eaves. All right, let me pull it. I need blue, red, yellow, and green to start. Where are you? Where'd you go? I like these. I also miss doing the Star Wars bit. But you know what? I got tagged, and I don't know for sure what I got tagged on for that. I don't know if it was a copyright infringement or what, you know. But I was really enjoying that Star Wars bit with Lord Vader. That was a fun bit to do. So we're going to start with blue, and we're going to end with blue. Okay, blue, red, yellow. Here we go. But that Star Wars bit was fun. And sometimes it took people a while to figure out it was Lord Vader, you know, in that Star Wars bit. Hi, Anna. Welcome everybody. There will be readings tonight at 6:45 p.m. Come on in. If you want a free reading tonight, come on down. Oh, that's cool. Those head, that's awesome. I need a red. Oh yeah, that thing on the bike with the aliens chasing me that I did. I got over 1,000 views over at the other place. That one performed really well. And you know what? To be honest, I like the other one, which nobody really saw because TikTok didn't like it. I like the other one with the space alien, you know, doing that stuff behind me. That one I like more than the bicycle one, but everybody likes it. Apparently, the bicycle one is the big hit. I have another one planned. that I'm going to be working on tomorrow. These things are cool. They gotta give us more of these. Pamela, you see this? Okay, yeah, yellow. I see my friend Pam's out there. My sister, I know, is out there somewhere. I know my sister's out there. My other sister. My real sister. Blood of my blood. So like I said, I mean, other than filling in some spots, we're there with this. But we can do landscaping. Oh my God, last night during my show, my friend she gets gifts from different people that she can't eat. Like she doesn't like gingerbread. And she got one of those little coffee cup things, from Starbucks that has all the goodies in it. Ghirardelli chocolate, all this. I finally cracked it open, and they had those 2 gingerbread that I ate last night. Oh my God. That had to be the best gingerbread I've had in a long time. That was fantastic. The dog really wanted it. The dog kept eyeballing my gingerbread. Great. So as we work our way across. You know a trip I would like to take, and this is silly. I'm a silly girl. I want to go to Lapland. You guys know what Lapland is? You're hungry? I'm sorry, blessed. I stayed on my diet today. I was dying to eat. I was hungry earlier. And Taco Bell was calling out to me today, and I behaved myself. I did not go. And I'm glad I didn't go because I like those box things they have because you get multiple stuff in them, and they're cheap. And they took out the chalupa. I like the chalupa. So there's no longer a chalupa in the box. Okay, so next colors. I need blue, red. Oh, same sequence. Blue, red, yellow, green. And then blue again. Okay, I can do that. So I need blue, red, yellow, green now. They no chalupa no more. And it's not an option because, because you can mix and match and, ask for a different thing in there. And it's not an option to mix and match. So much for the chalupa. However, I stayed home, I behaved. Had a cup of yogurt. Then I'll make my regular, when I go for the in-between time, after this, then I'll make my veggie burger. Okay, so we got to go, so we have green. So now we're going blue, okay. Oh, we haven't lost anybody yet. That's a good sign. Oh, we lost the blue one. I don't think that one was there. I might move that one. But, it's stuck on there, so I'm thinking that one might have fallen down before. I'll figure it out. Okay. Well, let's get the blue one up. I'll show you guys where I'm at after this. Yeah, so they took the chalupa out, so I was disappointed. So I'm glad I didn't buy any. Trying to keep myself from going out because that's what's killing me right now. So tomorrow I'll be headed the same way. Tomorrow is the night I saved up my points. I'm treating this like it's my Weight Watchers night. So I saved up my points. So tomorrow will be pizza night, like it always is. But I'm going to make my own pizza. And be ready, you guys, because the video is going to be coming out of me cooking low sodium, so you guys can learn how to eat a little healthier, lose weight, eat no sodium, and get healthy. So I'm going to start cooking. I have the greatest recipe. I have the greatest cookbook that I bought a long time ago. It's a great book. Okay, red. I got a couple of you over there. What? Nobody wants to give me chatty popcorn tonight. Gorsh. Yesterday would have been the 60th. I don't know exactly what it was. 60th something anniversary for my mom and dad's wedding. I still don't know how many years it would have been. I think when they passed, when he passed away, they were at 50 at that time. So that would mean 8 years later was 58, which would have put us at 2019 when my mom died. Yeah, about 60 years right now. They've been married would have been married 60 years. So they celebrate up in heaven. Or if my dad really wanted to go to China, the Great Wall, in China, the Great Wall. That was what was funny with him, was that was always a pipe dream of him. He wanted to go check out the Great Wall of China. And when he passed, and I called Nancy Mass to tell her, hey, my dad passed. And my mom and I, after we stayed a little while with him, and we decided to go get some meat. So we're sitting in the car and munching on cheeseburgers. And I called Nancy, me and Nancy Mass, and I said, oh, my dad passed. And she goes, oh, I know. Hey, TPR. And she says, it's funny because he's at the Great Wall of China. And I said, what? Yeah. He says, he's not even with you. Once he realized he could get up and walk around and stuff, he took off. And I said, oh, you know why he's there? Because when I was younger, you know how people have their bucket list and their pipe dreams? One of his pipe dreams was to go to China and take a boat down the Yangtze River and all that. So the second he passed away and he knew he could run around and stuff, that he was able to run around, yeah, he headed to China. Left my mom and I high and dry. First day he was gone, he went to China to check it out. So that's kind of cool. I think my distance is okay. We'll find out when we get to the end there. I got yellow coming up, okay. But he took off to China. Now my mom stayed with me. I just got a note up there. I don't know what it was. Somebody cussing me out or something on Facebook. I mean, on Book of Face. Oh, it's just for FYI. Should we lose access to TikTok, which I don't think we will, okay? Because we've been on American TikTok already for a couple months, whether everybody realizes it or not. Should we lose that TikTok? We are over at, and I'm not going to say what app, but I'm just going to tell you what app. All right? Well, I'm just saying you never know. So should we lose TikTok? I'm not going to go anywhere. I'm staying here. But should we ever lose TikTok, we're going over to who? Remember this commercial? Clap on, clap off, right? Clap on, clap on. Say the word. I can't say it. I'll get in trouble. That's where we're going to be. We'll be over on that app. And that app's a holy mess. Anything goes over there. The stuff they put on over there. It'll open your eyes, that's for sure. But I don't intend to go anywhere. We're starting to build up really good here, and I'm having a ball. I hope you are too. Boy, the dog got mad at me because I wouldn't share my Taco Bell. The other day, like 2 weeks ago, I had Taco Bell for the last time, right? Oh, what, clap? The other one? Yeah. But guys, you're looking at American TikTok. If you haven't noticed, you're not getting news. The only places you're getting news out of is the US and the UK. That's the only place you're getting the BBC, Daily Mail. That's what you're getting. And that's because it's on the good list. In Canada, you'll probably get stuff out of too. But you're looking at US TikTok right now. All right, where are we at? Green? Okay. So we need blue, red, yellow, green, and blue. Okay. And we'll see if I did it right. These are cool. They got to sell more of these. So we can actually do the eaves today, and we'll do that. I need 2 blues. Blue. Unfortunately, what they did was they got stuck in the weird round part of this, which naturally. Okay, let me get that one out of there. So I'll show you what we've done already. As soon as I get this done across the top, I'll show you. I'm going to try to shake these up a little bit without them flying everywhere. There we go, this one. Okay. So we're almost there with this coming across the main eave, which is cool. So, okay, blue, red, yellow, green, and blue. Got it. This one looks a bit close right here. All right, so I'm going to start from the other side of the eave now because we have to meet up at some point in the middle. So I'll see if I lined them up right. If my luck I didn't, I'll have to remove them all. It will irritate me. But again, I have many skills. I hope everybody's doing good back east, Idaho. Everybody's getting slammed pretty strong with this stuff. Texas. It's like I said, every storm that we get, you guys eventually get. Except sometimes it takes longer for you guys to get the storm. That's the point. Did you hear that voice? I heard a female voice. Did you guys just hear that? I leaned over. Yeah, that was a voice. It was a female voice. I told you, you got to hang in here because there's lots of activity in this room. That was a female voice. Whoa. That means it's going to be active tonight during our show. See, that's why I tell you guys, you got to hang out in here because you got to hang out because it gets interesting here. Yep, we got a female voice. Wow, that's cool. And like I said, people have seen Kathy witnessed ghosts walking around behind me. Or like when I go to the restroom, they'll come walking around behind me and stuff. A lot of activity here in this house. That's a lot of the reason why I'm always tired too, is that I've got all that activity going on here. Just like when you watch me change batteries during the show. And there's nights like the last few nights where I hardly use any batteries, during the show. And then there's nights where I go through batteries like every 10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes. And that's because of our spiritual friends that come and hang out. They drain my batteries right away. Yeah, that was kind of creepy. I think I did it. Okay, this is cool. So I got 2 more to put on. Let's see how it looks. So I'll show you from the side. You can see where I'm putting these things on. Okay? So I got 2 more to put on. And then we can do the eaves. If you guys think we should put some along these eaves or along these eaves, let me know. Depends how many of those we have left, though. Welcome to my house. I don't know what it sounded like. I thought it sounded like a voice. It definitely came from over here. Right by you guys. Because my ears are starting to fill up again, so I'm not hearing very well right now. I'm getting to the point where I can't hear good. Oh, that one slipped down too. We got to fix that. They did slip down, but that's all right. What did I just do? Oh, I see what I did. Never mind. Got confused there for a sec. Okay, this did slip down. Wow, it really slipped down. Well, that is a problem. And that, you know what happened? That green's too high. That's what's wrong. That's why it looks weird. The green is too high on there. That's why it looks so strange. This should be down. There it is. Those are supposed to be there. This should be down here. There we go. There we go. That's what it should do. Okay, here's the last blue one to go on there. On that, I don't know what it sounded like. Like I said, my hearing shot to hell right now. Weird, weird, weird. Okay, I gotta move that other green over that I did, and we should be perfect with the lineup on here. So let me get that moved over. That's gotta move over. So let me move this guy over because this guy's too far over. There we go. A little bit more for Santa Claus. Okay. And this side, we got this thing done. We're on this side. That's really cool. Sorry, I don't want to share it. Go away. Just kidding. All right, everybody, are you ready for the side? For this side? I found out long ago. Let me push these on. Make them stay, you dirty little. Okay, here we go. You ready? Here we go. We'll flip this around. Holiday row. Ho, 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 ho. Ho, 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 ho. Holiday row. Look at that. All those little lights are on. Clark W. Griswold. All the lights are on. All right, we can continue. I don't know how many of those I have left. We can put them on, I guess, the garage. Because it's not showing me wherever they go, so there's an option for extras, you know? So what do you think? Should we put some around the outer edge of the garage here? Go up with them? See, it turned out good, huh? So what do you guys think? Should we put some on the edge of the garage? Like bring it up over here, or let's see how many we have. Let's see if I can divide and conquer here. Maybe I can get both these Eve sets over here and the garage. Isn't that cool? That is just cool. They need to market those little light things out. All right, let me count and see what we have. Then I can, like, you know, do some math. Fact, there's a couple extras over there too. Let me get in this box over here. There's a couple extras over here. That creaking over here is my back. By the creaking of my back, something wicked this way whacked. Never mind. Little bit of humor. And it fell short. So we're gonna have to count these manually. It's like counting your prescription pills, man. Jack be nimble, Jack be quick. All right, let me look. Okay. All right. Let's count up to see what we have. Then we'll divide and conquer. All right. I got lots of cleanup in here. And don't forget, tomorrow we're going to go 3 to 4 hours in here. And once we completely finish this off, we will be getting into Cousin Eddie's trailer, which is right here. Where'd you go? Come on, Cousin Eddie. See that? We're going to make this into Cousin Eddie's trailer. You guys see that over there? Yeah. So that's going to become Cousin Eddie's trailer. For all intents and purposes. Invite Blessed. Oh, hell no. Oh, no. I'm just teasing. All right, let's count these up. This is worse than counting pills, man. This is where we need a pill counter like they have at Walgreens. Let me count these pills up, and we'll see where we're at, okay? And I'll definitely get over to Dollar Tree in the morning. Make sure I get more. There's a little bird whisked away. Make sure I have more of this because we're going to landscape. We will be landscaping. That's really cool. All right, let's see how many of these bad boys we have. How many are going to end up on the floor because I'm an idiot. Okay. So. All right, so here we go. 10, 12, 14, 16. How cool is this? 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 34, 35. So, that being said, and I might locate a couple in there too that filled the bottom. Okay, so I've got, we could go around the garage. See, I can divide this 35 into something useful. So we have this edge here, and that edge up there, the other edge, with 35. So let's figure 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 edges. That's how we got to figure. Okay, 6 into 15. Here we go. Multiplication, guys. 6 into 15 is going to be, and we got to figure the colors too. That is really slick. I have to write it down. I'm one of those people. I don't work well for division in my head here. So we got 6 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 edges. So 6 divided by 30, 35. 6 times 6 is 36. So that's going to go 5 times. 30. That leaves 5. So in theory, okay, we're going to put 6 lights, right? Because we're got 6 edges. I don't know how many 6 edges. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we can put 6. Theoretically, I could put 6 lights on each edge and spread them out. So let's see if I can do some color combo here. So 6 lights on each edge. Good to see everybody. Hello. Hi, Timothy. Hi. Hi, Tim Smith. Schmidt. Hi. Hello, everybody. So yeah, so we can put 6. So let's figure out color combo. I hate to do this, but we've only got two. The issue we hear, there's only 2 blues left. 3 blues. It's all going to be, we're going to have red, green, and yellow on the house. Okay, here's the other thing. Do you guys want to have red, green, and yellow like on these eaves? Just those colors? Or would you rather have, we can do one eve. We can pick either this side or that side. We can do one eve with multicolors, or 2 eves of multicolors. So would you rather have 2 eves or? Because we've got 3 blues. So no matter what, they're going to start with a blue. Hey, Shelly, what's up? What do you guys think? Multicolors? Okay. All right, so now the question is, do you want them on this side of the garage? Do you want them up on top here and up on top on this side? Because we don't have enough lights to go all the way around if we do multis. So from an aesthetic point of view, I would think, because your eye is drawn down the garage, I would think we put them on this side because your eye is drawn to the garage. See what I'm saying, guys? Look. Because when you look at this, as a whole package, lift up without dropping it, your eye is drawn over to the garage. So to me, that would be the logical place, is to put them along here. You think? So what do you think? Garage? Do we put them on here or do we put it on here? What do you want to do? Put them on the garage? I'll leave the two ends in it. Thank you. Because we don't have enough blue color to keep it multi. I mean, we're just going to have to go for it. Up top, up here? Okay, okay. Well, let's do the top part. The other thing is, whatever's left over in the lights, there's a spot over here on this side I have to put on too. All right, let's do this up here. This thing turned out really nice. Next year we'll make it again. Okay? Next year we'll do it again because now I know what I did wrong and why it took so long to do. Now I know what not to do. So next year they'll go faster, look better. All right, so I'm going to start with blue on this, and I'll do a spread, and we'll see how we do. I'll put like, well, I figured we could do 6 on each one of these eaves. So, okay, let's go with it. So let's get this going. And I'm going to start green because, or start red with it because there's a blue on that end, so we don't want to match either. So let's get a red out. Here we go, gang. Going up the eaves now. I found out long ago. Wow. Holiday Row, ho, 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 ho. Sorry. Good to see everybody. Hi, Frankie. Welcome. Don't forget, I'll be back at 6:45 p.m. tonight, Pacific, to do readings. This is just the holiday stuff because I didn't feel that great during the holidays. I was tired and I didn't get to a lot of it like I planned. So we're backed up with gingerbread houses and stuff right now. I found out long ago. I still get to take the lights down in front of my house, man. And my Christmas trees, they're up year round, so I don't worry about that. Okay. How are we doing, everybody? Okay, so we got that, and then I can go. Okay, we have red, green, yellow. We got to put a blue on. We might just get one whole side done is all. That's what we have left. But that's okay. Again, they didn't give us enough, which is not a surprise, right? Okay, then we can go red, green, yellow, blue, and I can put it right up the middle there. Holiday Row, ho, 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 ho. Isn't it funny how long ago this movie was made? Because you got Johnny Galecki. Look how old he is now. If you want to feel old, think about Johnny Galecki and how old he was when he did this film. Or Anthony, what's his face with the first film? I'll forever think of him as the geek. I don't even think of that guy with his real name ever. I always think of 16 Candles. And my niece was really young at that time, my youngest niece. And I got the biggest kick out of it because Anthony Michael Hall shows up on screen. And I didn't expect this from a kid that's like, 4 or 5 years old. And she looks at the screen and she goes, "The geek." And I just looked at her and went, "What?" Didn't even think she knew that word, man. But she did. So tomorrow we're really going to be finishing this thing off. I mean, I'm excited. You know, I'm really excited. I found out long ago. See, it's working to formula because that's 6 on that side. Yellow. I'll show you when I get done placing these bad boys. Okay, so then we got green and red coming down. So that should do it. Yeah, it fits 6 perfectly. That's what I calculated. I just wish we had more blue. If we had more blue, we could have done a bunch on it. But no. What I should have done, you know, and because I saw this when I went into to buy the Valentine's kit. You know, the one we're going to use for Valentine's. What I should have done was bought another one of these because they had a couple of these still. Then we would have had it, you know, up like 2. Like I could have had 2 extra. Opened one up, got the extra parts out of it, but I didn't. So this is one of the. Oh, I got it. No. Oh, I know why. That's because that's that roof set. What did I just do? Red, green, yellow, blue, dummy. That's why it looks weird. Oops. Hang on. That's what I did wrong. That's why it looks weird. That one kind of sticks out because that's where the roof had broken and that was the repair job that I had to do. I'm just glad they're all holding. Okay, so my last color going down is going to be red. Right? Okay, now I'll do a green. How many we got? Up here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we got a green going in and then a red. And that takes care of that top thing. This man is twinkly lights, man. But I can't wait for the real build. Like I know the cookie build is going to be fun for Eddie's trailer, but when the one comes in, that's the real build is going to be really fun for Cousin Eddie's trailer. Okay, now I'll put a red one on the end, and that looks nice. Very, very nice. Where'd my pokey go? There it is. The dog even came in to visit when I was setting up tonight to do this. She never comes in to visit at all. At least not in here. And the other place she'll come in, but not very often, like when I'm doing the podcast. Oh yeah, for you guys that are newer. There we go. All right, we're back. And they're still there. It just went blue for them for a second. That was the reset, you guys. All right, let me show you guys. Looks nice. Good job. Good idea. See, we did the eave. There's the eave on the house right there. So the eave is down over there. It's nice because you can see it from this angle. Get a good press on these. Like doing press on nails, man. Okay, so what I should do is I this inner end where this other wall is on this other side needs something, so I'll put that over there. And then again, we're going to be stuck with nothing but red, yellow, and green lights. So it would have been nice if they gave us enough blue, extra blues, but they did not. Otherwise, I could do all of this, but I'm going to do some Googling. Maybe we'll get lucky. And I can find these little candies, and maybe we can do it that way, Then we can come back later on and put the rest of the lights on. It's a thought. In the meantime, let me do this around by the front door here. It's a shame there weren't enough blues. So tomorrow will be pretty much landscape day. So, in fact, we can start landscaping today. As soon as I get done with this one over here, I'll start throwing the front landscaping on. Give me a second to do this. Let me get this ridge here. Because we got to have lights on that ridge because that's in the front there. I'll grab a little spoon that's in here. We'll do some landscaping. We shall start landscaping. In fact, we got to put the greenery. This is only going to take like 3 lights. So we'll do a red, yellow, and blue over here. I'll show you. There we go. So we'll throw a yellow up there. I think I'll do a search for those lights. Somebody has to have them. Somewhere out on the internet, there's a light out there. There's somebody that has these little things, which would be nice. Okay, so here we go. Let me flip this up. There we go. Press that bad boy in. Okay, so I'll show you what I just did. So, as you know, the lights are there. Right, we did that, And then I put them on this inside wall, so when you turn, this way, get my direction straight. See how where that wall divides in there? It's got lights in there now. See how where that wall divides? We got lights in there now. Okay, so let me find the greenery wherever I put it. Oh, there it is. So let's go ahead. Let's put the greenery here where it's supposed to be. And then we're going to get the spoon. And we're going to start putting snow out here to lay our snow in. So I need 2 on the side, 1 kind of standing up. Okay. See if they gave us enough of that. And it looks like they did. So, okay. So what they were doing with these was they just cut these. These were just cut in half for the greenery. So you got 2 Christmas trees on the side and then 1 pointing up. Is what they did. So let me cut. And then the one standing up. So we're going to take the end off of this right here. That's got to be gone. Gummy, be gone. Then we're going to take these. This we're going to cut in half, we hope. Come on. Got it. Okay. Let me cut the other one. That one came up weird, but we'll fix it. Okay. Oh, that one cut really nice. If the rest of it would cut, life would be good. Oh, that one cut really good. Okay. So then we're going to use this Taurus right here for the center part of that. Yeah, it's the top of the tree. Okay, so we just want that top part. How tall is this? Okay, I see where to cut it. So this we're going to just cut right here. There we go. So let's lay this in. This one's going to be in the middle. And the 2 on the end. Okay, let me get these in. So we're going to go ahead and lay these in. So what I just cut. Okay, here we go. So let's lay these in. On the front. And then I do have gumdrops left over from the Oreo cookie train build. So we should be able to take those and make those into gumdrop trees for the front yard. If you guys want to do gumdrop trees. Otherwise, I'll see what I can find tree-wise so we can use some trees and bushes. Okay. And then we're going to go ahead and flatten this all more and get the side done there. As we start the basic landscape on this thing. Okay, here we go. First one on. Supposed to be like bushes. There we go. There's a bush there. We got bush. Come over a little more. Well, these things look really good. I hope they stay that way. Okay, let's get the center part in. Did they do the top of the tree or did they do the square part? That could be the square part. I kind of like this better because it looks more like a bush. So we're going to run this because it looks more like a bush. This is more bush-like. Oh, there's one I used. Hang on. One is the correct size, one isn't. Oh, we'll use that one. See, that one doesn't look like a bush, though. See what I'm saying? We want it to look like a bush. I'm going to cut a little more off of this. We'll use the top of the trees line here because it looks more like a bush. I'm just going to take some off of it. Give it a nice little trim down. That should work. So let's get this on. Well, just in time. As soon as I do this, I'm going to call it for the day. Tomorrow we'll continue 4 p.m. Pacific with this. And we can put the absolute finishing touches on this tomorrow. I'm excited. When I first started this, I was really kind of afraid of it because of all those little twinkly lights that had to be put on it. But now that we've done this, it's turned out really good. There we go there. And we'll get the tree over there. Look at this now. And that's going to do it for me today. All right, so let me get this on and we're good to go. They're all about the same size, right? Yeah. And I'll show you the greenery I just put on. And like I said, we're going to wrap this up and we're going to leave this in here for the next couple hours. Or at least until 6, at least an hour and a half. And let it dry before I move it. We got a lot done today. So tomorrow is the last day officially. So I'm excited. I hope you're excited for it. Then we get to, like I said, move on to Cousin Eddie's trailer there, cookie trailer. All right, that should hold it. Let me get this on. And I'll show you guys right now what it looks like. Okay. Yep. You know, I don't like the way that went on. I think it should go the other way. It just looks awkward. Let me fix that real quick. My OCD cells said I don't like it. Hang on, I'll show you guys in a second. This should be taller. And then taper on the ends. So there we go. That's much better. Much better. And merge is better. All right, there we go. All right, guys, I'll show you. Last look at what we did today. Thank you all for coming to class. Thank you all for attending. Tomorrow is the day we get to finish these bad boys up, which is kind of fun. All right, so here's our bushes. On that side, let me look up. Whoop, I almost dropped it. That's all I need. There we go. We got bushes on the garage. See it? Bushes on the garage. Bushes across the front. So yeah, so there we have it. And we'll continue tomorrow. I'll be here at 4 p.m. Pacific. We'll work until 8 p.m. We'll get this thing done. I'll put some filler up here tomorrow. Excuse me. And I'll see if I can locate some of those little candy things. I don't know if they can get them. I'll try. And I'll get some more white. And we can landscape the front yard. You know, put snow out in the front yard. And that's going to do it for this tomorrow. Wow. It's like really bittersweet, you know, to get to the point where we're done with it. But it's rather bittersweet. All right. So I'm going to take my break. And I'll see you guys between 6:45 and 7 p.m. Pacific tonight. That's in a couple hours, and we'll do a bunch of readings and have a blast. Okay? We'll sing, we'll dance, we'll tell jokes, tell stories, and we'll have some fun tonight. All right? So I'm not touching this thing until I come back in here in a couple hours to let it set. All right, let me sign off over here, you guys. Give me a second. What could possibly go wrong with the sign off, right? There we go. Okay, I'm signing off, and glad you guys got to come, and thank you so much.